Aaron Rodgers is a New York Jet, and that means the demise of the 2023 New England Patriots, right? Wrong. No matter what anyone tells you, the future hasn't been written yet. Stick around. You're about to be locked into the Locked On Patriots podcast.
You are Locked On Patriots, your daily New England Patriots podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello to all of you Foxborough faithful. Thank you once again for making Locked On Patriots a daily part of your New England Patriots coverage. Don't forget, Locked On Patriots is a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. So subscribe or follow for free on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts to get the latest episode as soon as it's available. I am your host, Mike Debate. I cover your New England Patriots for Patriots Country of Sports Illustrated. So reach out to me and let me know what's on your mind on Twitter at MDABATENFL. And while you're out there showing some love to the Twitterverse, please be sure to follow the Locked On Patriots account as well at LO_Patriots. Pats fans still doing some upgrades on the audio visual. You may have noticed a slight improvement yesterday. We're going to continue to make things even better for your audio visual experience here on Locked On Patriots. But a special thank you, a tip of the cap, a nod to the gods to all of you Locked On Patriots everydayers out there. Those of you who take time out of your day to spend with us, I appreciate you so much. So thank you, and definitely continue to stay locked into Locked On Patriots. And yes, folks, if you listened to yesterday's episode, you will know that the time circuits are indeed on. The flux capacitor is fluxing, and the Mr. Fusion is fueled up. And we were ready for a journey into the Patriots draft past here in our Belichickian time machine, but unfortunately, time travelers, Biff stole the time machine. And by Biff, I mean one Aaron Charles Rodgers, because the reality now is that this former Green Bay Packer has created an alternate reality, a world in which Aaron Rodgers is a New York Jet. And, well, it may be an alternate reality, but it is reality, folks. News came down on this on Monday afternoon that the Jets are getting Rodgers as well as the Green Bay Packers' first-round pick at number 15 and also fifth-round selections at number 170 in this year's draft. Green Bay is receiving a king's ransom in return. 3 draft picks, a 2023 first-rounder, the former Jets number 13 pick, the second rounder at 42, and of course, 6th round at 207, as well as a conditional 2024 second rounder that could turn into a first in case Aaron plays more than 65% of the Jets' offensive snaps in 2023. I don't liking the odds on that happening, so the Green Bay Packers get themselves a lot of draft capital, and for the first time in a long while, folks, the New York Jets have a formidable quarterback, because no matter what you may think Aaron Rodgers has left in the tank, even at 39 years old, still one of the most accomplished quarterbacks in the league, definitely of his era. First round selection out of the Packers in 2005, and he has had a remarkable career. Led the team to a Super Bowl win, voted the league MVP 4 times, 10-time Pro Bowler, rewrote the record books in a lot of different categories, and along the way, you can definitely be sure that he is a surefire Hall of Famer and a lock to make the Pro Football Hall of Fame on the first ballot. Now, the masses here in New England, especially even on a national level, but here at home as well, are predicting that this move by the Jets is the combustion of the space-time continuum, meaning that the Patriots are doomed and have no chance of contending in 2023, and maybe not for quite some time. These narratives, they're being fiendishly written right now. The Patriots have the worst quarterback in the division. They'll be lucky to win 6 games. They're destined for the cellar in the division, in the conference. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria in New England. It's Biff turning the Hill Valley Courthouse into the casino hotel out here, folks. And if you don't believe me, just Google Aaron Rodgers and Patriots, and it won't take long before you have a splitting headache. But there is silver linings. I'm going to give you that positive silver lining right now. This is the lightning bolt at the clock tower, Pats fans, so pay attention. The Patriots have actually had a pretty good track record against Aaron Rodgers. Under Bill Belichick, they've faced Aaron 4 times so far, splitting the series 2-2. He completed in those games 57% of his passes, combined 910 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He was also sacked 8 times, and he fumbled the ball on 3 separate occasions. So, in a lot of ways, it's not an insurmountable task. The Patriots don't really need that much of a bigger boat to be able to contend with an Aaron Rodgers-led team. The last meeting between these two teams took place in October. Rodgers led the Packers over the Patriots. Brian Hoyer got the start in that game because Mac Jones was out with a high ankle sprain. Bailey Zappi comes in, and the Patriots nearly pulled this one out. It was an overtime win for the Packers, 27-24. Rodgers completed 21 of his 35 throws, 60% of them, 251 yards, pair of touchdowns, and of course that interception that I mentioned earlier, well, that was a big one. It was returned for a touchdown. So 2 games on the schedule against the team that the Pats beat twice last year. Now, let's remember, the Patriots beat the Jets both times last year, haven't lost to the Jets since 2015. I know it's albeit with a much better quarterback, a new and improved quarterback, and I get that, and that has to be given its just due. I'm not downplaying the impact that Aaron Rodgers can have on the Jets. But it's also not a reason to pack the season in before it's been played. They don't play games on paper. Folks, the swill is being stirred around a lot in these parts right now. A lot of it coming from national, some of it coming from local. I won't name names. You know where it's coming from. But I wouldn't get lightheaded from the smell if I were you. Let's look at the teams when they're ready for meaningful offseason workouts, especially that means minicamp in June. Then we can start to converse. Until then, take all of this for what it's worth, which in my opinion is a whole lot of nothing more than pure speculation and Rex Ryan soiling himself. 2 very unpleasant and annoying things to watch, to absorb, to really take in if you're a Patriots fan. Don't give in to either one. Now, that being said, as long as we're stuck in this alternate reality here in Locked On Patriots land, in which Aaron Rodgers is powerful and playing with the Jets, instead of visiting the past here in this new Mr. Rogers Meadowlands neighborhood, I thought it might be fun to share with you my alternate reality mock draft. Now, some may call this mock draft a little bit far-fetched. I understand that, folks, but if the Jets can have a quarterback, we can have our dreams here too. And I will share with you my final mock draft of this alternate reality. I'm calling it my final mock draft of alternate integrity as well. We'll do that when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues. But first, folks, today's episode is brought to you by our good friends over at FanDuel Sportsbook. Grand slams, no-hitters, double plays, they're back. And there is no better place to get in on the MLB action than FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. That's because right now, new customers can step up to the plate with a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. Just go to FanDuel.com/lockedon to sign up, place your first bet, and then get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win. If you want to see Rafi go yard and you're sure he's going to, don't miss your chance to do it with our friends over at FanDuel. And also, don't miss your chance to get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Just go to FanDuel.com/lockedon to sign up. FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of Major League Baseball. Patriots fans, thank you once again for joining me here today on Locked On Patriots, a proud part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And folks, the Belichickian time machine is stuck in an alternate reality right now. And all the questions surrounding Aaron Rodgers are going to be put on hold for just a second, because the real question that Patriots fans should be asking right now is, will the Pats opt for protection or panache in the 2023 NFL draft? And we all know that the draft is scheduled to begin on Thursday. Pats are making their final preparations. All the teams are making their final preparations for this weekend. Speculation continuing to run rampant regarding the team's potential plans. Now, some are predicting that the Patriots are going to fill a major void along the offensive line with their first overall selection at number 14. Others are believing they're going to be best served by choosing a wide receiver or a cornerback. I think there's valid arguments to all three of those. But don't forget, this is Bill Belichick we're talking about. Alternate reality, yes, but still a reality. And there is a very good chance that Bill Belichick adds to his total of 86 draft day trades. Yeah, since he's been at the helm, he's traded on draft day 86 times, the most in the NFL by far. Honestly, folks, there is a great chance of that happening and more than one in real reality, but we're still in the alternate, so we're going to continue in that vein. Here is my look at the Belichickian crystal ball and how the Patriots may manage their 11 selections when they hit the clock on Thursday night. Again, this is what I would do, not necessarily what the Patriots are going to do. But like I said, if the Jets can have their quarterback, we can have our moment here in the sun, seeing that the time machine is still stuck in Jetland. Here are my predictions for the Patriots. Let's start off right now with round one, number 14. Those of you viewing along on YouTube can see Peter Skoronski of Northwestern, the offensive tackle, goes to the Patriots at number 14. Now, we all know, and yesterday I spoke very glowingly about Peter Skoronski, so this one shouldn't be too much of a shock to those of you everydayers out there that listen to Locked On Patriots faithfully. The Patriots are a team that value practicality over aesthetics. And offensive tackle, I believe, is still their most pressing need. If the Patriots are going to make a move here, I think this is what they do. And Skoronski is a pro-level talent. He can make an immediate impact on the Patriots' offensive line. Fundamentals, football IQ, off the charts, as sound as anybody in the draft class right now. I even made the argument yesterday here that it might be as good or on par, at least, with some of the pro-level tackles that he's going to be going up against, or at least competing against. He demonstrates a versatility in his pass sets, which allows him to control the approach of opposing defenders. That's something that is wisdom beyond your years for an offensive tackle. Has the size to do it, 6'4", 294. I know the 32.25-inch arms and the length is going to be a knock on Peter Skoronski. A lot of people say that makes him a better guard. I've explained several times, I don't believe the Patriots care about that. I don't think they need to care that much about that. I think he's got a lot of speed. I think he's got a lot of good lateral movement. And because of that, he'll put himself in strong position to either protect the pass or block for the run, regardless of his reach. So if Peter Skoronski slips to number 14, and again, I know this is alternate reality here, folks, but stay with me. I do believe this is probably their best option, best case scenario for the Pats if they stay at number 14 to come away with Peter Skoronski to anchor that ailing offensive line. Round two, number 46, is probably also not a surprise if you listen to Friday's episode here on Locked On Patriots. Murph and I love ourselves some Darnell Washington, and there is a lot to love about this kid. I know the Patriots added Mike Gesicki via free agency, but Washington's skill set, both as a pass catcher and a blocker, may make him New England's tight end of the future. In fact, I think if he ends up in a Patriots uniform, there's almost a mathematical certainty that that's going to happen. Great size on this kid, 6'7", 264. He can create mismatches in the ground game as well as when running routes off of play action. That's his strong suit. And if Bill O'Brien loves to utilize tight ends that not only can block and create mismatches, but also run routes off of play action, this is the kid you want. Half of his yards have been gained off of play action. So that should tell you that this kid is definitely ready for a Bill O'Brien type offense. He would definitely assimilate very nicely into the Patriots system. He's got strength, tenacity in his blocking. In fact, a lot of people say that his technique often resembles that of an offensive lineman. Murph has said several times on these airwaves, add a little bit of bulk, he could be an option in jumbo packages as well as a potential offensive lineman in certain sets. So right off the bat, if the Patriots are getting a tight end in this draft, sorry, Claire. I know Claire has her own draft crushes. We'll talk about some probably on Wednesday here on Locked On Patriots. But in the meantime, I love Darnell Washington. He's my tight end draft crush, and I think the Patriots are smart to take him here. Round three, number 76, you see on your screen right now. And this one probably will elicit some groans. And I understand there's an injury history here and probably a little bit of hesitation as to say 76 is a little high for his services. But Garrett Williams of Syracuse, in my opinion, is a guy that would be getting first-round consideration if he hadn't suffered a season-ending ACL injury in October of 2022. He plays the perimeter very well. He plays it with a physical, aggressive style. His tenacity allows him to push through his contact, and he can follow through in an attempt to force incompletions. That's a skill set that you want in a pro-level corner, especially the type of corner that the Patriots need. They've got a ball hawk in Jack Jones. I believe in him a lot. I really think he's going to be a solid player. Jonathan Jones is their most complete corner. The guy can do it all, but Garrett Williams has a specialization in order to be able to play very physical. He's at his best in zone. I know that's going to be the argument with him, but also I think he's shown some flashes of potential in press coverage. And he also has the skill and the field awareness to be an asset in the next level for run support for the New England Patriots secondary. That's also something to remember with cornerbacks. We always fall in love with their ability to defend the pass and be able to stick with wide receivers. That is the bulk of what they do. I get it. But they can also be an asset in run defense as well. There are my top three so far. But as you can see on the screen, and if you're listening to this podcast, I'll explain in just a moment, the Patriots execute a trade for the first time. And this is a minor trade, but it's an opportunity for the Atlanta Falcons to move up a little bit. They have a fourth-round target. They don't want to wait until number 110. They want 107, and they want to leapfrog and get the guy they want. So they do that. They send the New England Patriots the number 110 pick and a seventh rounder, the number 225, and also a 2024 sixth rounder. So the Patriots pick up an additional asset there. In addition, the Patriots ship back the number 107 pick and number 245 to the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah, that's our little gift for 28-3. But you know what, folks? We still came out on top of this one. So the Patriots now have the move that's worthwhile. They were able to obtain a 2024 sixth rounder. Atlanta had a few of those laying around, so the Patriots pick up additional draft capital next season, but they also maintain 2 picks in this draft as well. So what are they going to do with them? Well, that's the big question. And in just a moment, we're going to tell you exactly what the Patriots did with that pick and beyond when this episode of the Locked On Patriots podcast continues. Today's podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp. Folks, we live in complex times, and whether it be emotional stress or financial stress or health-related stress or social anxieties brought on by stress, trying therapy can help you unload that stress and move forward in gaining some emotional healing. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, especially because we're always growing and changing. But therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding, because sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through things. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can help take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. So just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/lockedon today to get 10% off of your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/lockedon. Patriots fans, thank you once again for joining us here today on Locked On Patriots. Don't forget, Locked On's NFL mock draft special is here. It's bigger than ever. Follow along with all 32 teams' first pick in a 6-episode ultimate mock draft experience that only Locked On can deliver. All the episodes are available now on Locked On NFL Draft on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. And Pats fans, we are once again here in this alternate reality going through Mike's final mock draft of integrity. And in the previous segment, the Patriots had just completed a trade to move down to number 110 in the 4th round. And those of you viewing on YouTube, you can already see the draft board here. For those of you listening, the Patriots, with the 110th selection in the 4th round, select Christopher Smith out of Georgia. And I know I've mentioned Christopher Smith here a lot. He is one of my draft crushes. And there are some drawbacks, folks. You've been very vocal about that. I've read them. I've seen them. 11 missed tackles in 2022. Not a very good test at the combine. A little bit slow. Speed is a concern. But here's the thing that I really love about Christopher Smith. A jack of all trades for the Georgia Bulldogs, the team that won the national championship. He's aligned at the free safety. That's where he's most comfortable, but he can align in the box. He's even aligned at the nickel. In fact, he even blocked the field goal, took it back for a touchdown in the SEC championship against LSU. Kyrie Thompson and I talked about that a little bit a couple of weeks ago. Bill Belichick loves guys that can make things happen on special teams. But the one thing that Smith really leaps off the page on is he's known for his high football IQ. We use that term a lot, but really it's so important to success here in New England. His aptitude to understand coverage techniques, as well as communicate those techniques and where you need to be on the field with his teammates, that has him drawing comparisons to Devin McCourty already. I'm not saying Christopher Smith is going to be Devin McCourty. Those are big shoes to fill. That's a lot to put on anybody's shoulders. But I will say this. If there's someone with the tenacity, the internal tenacity, I should say, and there's someone out there that understands the game and is willing to put in the cerebral work to become a solid member of this team, I think Christopher Smith is it. I like him an awful lot. I think it's great value here at number 110 in the fourth round. If the Patriots see him sitting there at this point in the draft, you do everything you can to take him. I wouldn't even be so disappointed if they took him at number 76, but maybe that's a little early. Folks, we'll see what the Patriots have in store, but I would love it if Christopher Smith ended up a New England Patriot. Here's another guy I'm really high on, and the Patriots hosted him for a pre-draft visit recently. Who knows? Maybe something comes of that, and that's Michael Wilson at round 4, number 117. Patriots take him here, 6'2", 213 pounds. Really, I think a great blend of size and strength. Also possesses the necessary speed to make things happen after the catch. He has routinely shown the ability to create separation from his defender. He moves quickly, fluidly out of the breaks, and his ability to sell his vertical routes, I think, make him a prototypical fit in a Bill O'Brien offense. There's an injury history, and I'm not going to ignore that. Nobody should. But I think despite that, he's a capable receiver. He can secure the ball quickly and in space, and I think he gives Mac Jones that type of sizable, athletic pass-catching target that really can make his game come to life. You saw him stand out in the Senior Bowl. I think he's got a lot more of those plays left in him. So at number 117, Patriots get their wide receiver. Did I wait too long to take a wide out? Let me know in the comments. At number 135, the Patriots finally dip into the linebacker, off-ball linebacker, I should say, deficit that they have on this roster right now. This is an interesting pick. Out of Pittsburgh, ability to quickly diagnose, process his opponent's formations. This is another very cerebral football player, and he's an athletic football player, and the Patriots could use a little bit of that athleticism in their off-ball linebackers. A little bit of agility in that department would be a good thing for the Patriots to infuse. He plays with aggression, and he also has enough discipline to understand the assignment. He's not going to be easily fooled. Any type of offensive disguise, he's going to be able to pick up on it. So that's something that the Patriots really covet in their off-ball linebackers. And once again, the speed, impressive for his position. He was clocked at a 4.63 40-yard dash. If he'd have run it at the combine, would have been one of the top speeds at his position. So keep an eye out for Dennis. Not sure 135 is going to be where he's taken, but again, the alternate reality allowed it, and I jumped on it. So I think the Patriots could do very well for themselves with Dennis as their off-ball linebacker out of Pittsburgh. Continuing on, round 6, number 184, Evan Hull gets the call. And I know I'm breaking Murph's heart by going with Evan Hull over Deuce Vaughn here, but I just love the dual threat capability that Hull possesses. He can be the type of backfield receiver that the team has not had in quite some time. Maybe you can make the argument that they haven't had it since the retirement of James White. Final season at Northwestern was a good one. 55 passes caught, 546 yards, 2 touchdowns, also averaged 4.1 yards per carry. So this is a kid that can carry the ball, but that ability to receive out of the backfield and the toughness with which he plays makes him a good Patriots fit here. Number 184, round 6, Evan Hull comes here to the Patriots. Round 6, number 187 is a coaching connection. And I know a lot of people are probably going to either say this is too early, some may say it's too late, or some may say it's not worth the effort. But I like Alex Forsythe, the center out of Oregon. Fifth-year senior in his final year, 11 games, 761 offensive snaps, mostly aligned at center. But here are the stats that really jump out at me. one quarterback hurry allowed, no quarterback hits, no sacks. That's pretty good for a center. That speaks very well to his resume. And I think his selection, reuniting him with his offensive line coach in college, Adrian Clem, is something worth monitoring. Forsythe can definitely come in here and be perhaps a spot starter, a depth option at center. David Andrews is not getting any younger. I don't think he's going anywhere this year or next year, folks. But beyond that, you have to be ready for the possibility. So Forsythe could be the guy. And Adrian Clem is going to want guys that he knows he can coach. No question about that with Alex Forsythe. So I like that pick for the Patriots. Moving right along into the second to last pick in round 6, number 192. This one has I think, a chance to be my favorite pick out of all of them that I've made. Robert Beal, the edge rusher out of Georgia. And this might be cliche a little bit, but I think Beal embodies the description plays with a high motor. We use a lot of cliches here. That's one of them, but he truly does. 6'4", 247, pretty well sized for his position, a tenacious defender. He's going to get after the football, doesn't quit on the play, plays through the whistle, and he's got a good amount of athleticism. He can contain mobile quarterbacks, and that's important considering that the New England Patriots will be facing a lot of mobile quarterbacks in 2023. It's the wave of the future in the NFL, and that is exactly what you need, defenders that can contain these guys. Robert Beal can do it. I think he needs a little bit of work to become a full potential pass rusher. That may be the knock and the reason why he slides in this draft, but I think he's at his best when he's in a 3-4 role as an outside linebacker or potentially an edge defender. So he could come in, be a ready-made plug-and-play guy, give you some solid depth and as a rotational piece, and I think a smart fit in New England. So this next one is probably going to raise the eyebrow of a lot of you. I do not expect Cameron Latu to be there in round 6 at number 210. This is a deep tight end class. There's a lot of tight ends that'll be taken before him, but he comes off the board before this. But again, this is an alternate reality here, and he was available. Solid contributor without any question. This guy can play in a Bill O'Brien offense. He did it last year. 30 catches, 377 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's a versatile tight end. He can be effective as an inliner, but he can also be a receiving option in the slot. Another guy that possesses a very high football IQ. Nothing that happens on a football field is going to confuse this kid. He's not a separator. He's not going to give you a lot of vertical threat capability. That's not his game. But he still has a good deal of athleticism, and I think he could fit very nicely into Bill O'Brien's 2 tight end sets as a complementary piece, probably the second piece to a vertical tight end, maybe like a Hunter Henry, or perhaps a red zone threat like Mike Gesicki, or maybe even a Darnell Washington, who was picked up by me in the previous round. So got to love that, and I think that's a pick that, again, is probably not going to happen here, folks, but it's alternate reality. Bear with me. I needed to find a way to get Cameron Latu in there, and the alternate reality gods gave me that chance. Last but certainly not least, Michael Turk comes in at round 7, number 225. The Patriots go with a specialist, and they go with a punter. And Jake Bailey is gone. He's down in Miami Gardens, folks. He's not coming back to New England, and the Patriots have a clear need here. I do think that Corliss Waitman has a chance to come in and win this job. I like what he can do, but the Patriots are also looking long-term. And as much as I like Corliss, I don't think he's a long-term solution. Michael Turk could be the long-term solution. In his first year at Oklahoma, he averaged 51.2 yards per punt. 8 of his 35 punts went for more than 60 yards. In 2022, he punted 63 times, 46.8, so a little bit of a dip, but still a very impressive average. He has the potential to be New England's solution at the position for the foreseeable future. I think they go with a punter here over a kicker because I still think Nick Folk has a little more left in the tank than maybe people are giving him credit for. But bottom line, I still think they go with a specialist here. Maybe they go with Turk as a punter. Maybe they go with Jake Moody as a kicker. But one of those two guys, I think, is going to be wearing Patriot blue. I rolled the dice. I took my chances on Turk. What do you think, folks? How did I do in my final mock draft of integrity? Who would you add? Who would you subtract? Who are the guys that you want to see here in Patriots blue? Let me know in the comments, as you always do. Greatly appreciate all of your support and all of your feedback. Really is tremendous. Good, bad, or indifferent. We learned from it here on Locked On Patriots, and it's been a blast bringing you all of these mocks. And we're going to continue with all the draft coverage you can handle because the Patriots haven't even hit the clock yet. You ain't seen nothing yet, folks. Each and every pick, we're going to give you the latest news, notes, and analysis from Foxborough, so keep it right here. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow on Wednesday here on Locked On Patriots when the Countess of Claz herself, Miss Claire Claire Cooper, joins me to discuss our perfect Patriots fit. Yeah, folks, you're not going to want to miss this, so definitely make sure to download, subscribe to, follow Locked On Patriots wherever you get your podcasts, especially viewing on YouTube. Once again, I am your host, Mike Debate. I thank you for viewing today. Continue to stay safe, stay well, be the change you wish to see in the world. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow on Locked On Patriots.